Hello everyone, I am Tarindi Himaranshi. 7 focuses in preschool education. This is my content. Use of phonics to teach children to read. Every child deserves rich literacy teaching. We want all the children to achieve success in their reading and writing so that they can become able to confident, literate learners, well equipped for active participation in society. However, they are able to read well, then they are able to learn better. The foundations of automatic word recognition begin in kindergarten through developing phonemic awareness and learning the sounds associated with learning as well as concepts about print. Phonemic awareness, the ability to hear and manipulate the sounds of language, is a key indicator for students who learn to read easily versus children who continue to have difficulty. Instructions in phonemic awareness begin in kindergarten and concludes with more complex activities by the middle of the first grade. By the middle of the kindergarten, students should be tested in on phonemic awareness. Beginning in kindergarten and continue into the first grade, children should be expectedly taught in the process of blending individual sounds into words. From then onwards, children should be introduced to phonemic activities such as manipulating, isolating, segmenting, rhyming recognitions, as well as vocabulary development, reading fluency, reading competency, etc. Phonemic training for early childhood education equips teachers with all that is needed to support the development of children's early phenomenological awareness for the later success in literacy. Teachers are taught how to introduce phonemics into the early childhood learning environment using a variety of phonological activities to cover all the areas for literacy development. Many schools in Sri Lanka teach phonics at kindergarten level only. The current approach in teaching is that of high quality systematic phonics using multisensory techniques. Maria Montessori method. Prepare children to learn to read by hearing beginning sounds in word. Teach the letter sound first. Begin the teaching of reading via a spelling activity. The steps show how easy for the child and you will be surprised how easy the child will grasp. Getting trained to understand this system and know how to teach children using this system are two different things. But it is not enough that about the phonics, but you know how to present it to the children. How to get them to learn it in a fun way. These are some different phonics programs you can use. Either you can get trained online these days. Learning with nature. Let's focus on this. More and more children stuck at home nowadays, especially now because of COVID pandemic, and also parents getting one class to back and making them sit at home because they may be at cities. In such a situation, children might get anxieties, they have get tantrums, they have get depressed. Nature plays an important role in children's cognitive development, as researchers said. Nature play stimulates creativity and problem-solving skills. Impulsive control, sustained attention, patience, self-discipline, short-term memory, concentration, working memory, Nature also helps with calming children, help depression, increasing attention, and also reducing anxiety. So it is important to connect to nature world. Field trips. Running or play sports in open ground. Exploring a botanical garden. Interact with animals. Going to bird park. Some activities that are incorporated in preschool today through field trips. Preschools also bring nature indoors through these activities. We also need to find ways to bring nature into the classroom if we can't go out every day. Nature indoor activities. Simple gardening, sandbox, collecting nature items, fish bowl, other animal and nature table. According to Jean-Jacques Rousseau, children learn best by experiencing and exploring their environment. Their idea is still incorporated into early child education programs today. Such child-centered education emphasizes activity and the use of senses. Was thought to foster the development of the child's moral and intellectual potential. It is very good for children who are connected with animals. Long time ago, they say animals are dirty and so on. But now, as an example, people are growing with dogs because it helps their immune system to become stronger when they are with animals. Use of technology. Let's focus on that. As today with COVID pandemic, the use of technology has become more important. Researchers shows that 1 hour a day is like max for preschool children. Now this includes their TV time at home. Some people use iPad, phone, desktop and laptops. Children are not using technology, but we teachers are also teach technology and parents are also using technology. And this has become common thing to use, keep in touch or to work together with parents. Now teachers are big on WhatsApp and communicate with children, and parents and also can communicate with teachers. Some countries use emails for communicating with parents. Some countries they have a software in a school. Some are used tadpole software. Now I think you can find a way that works best for the communicating with your parent and also with your children. What technology is about using in early child education? Children can understand that ICT products are tools designed for a specific purpose. Children can identify the use of technology in their everyday life. For teachers to support learning and early childhood development. What can we use it for? Literacy and language development in early childhood using MS Word. Supporting numeracy, mathematical and logical thinking using spreadsheets and graphics. Supporting play using digital play. Supporting special learning needs. Teachers. How to use it? This is start with hand-eye coordinating, controlling the mouse, and then we had certain games that will help them practice the mouse. If a parent want to ask their child progress, you don't want to tell that parent, ask about that teacher. All you need to do is log in and tell all the details about the child. Don't give the child iPad and sit back on there. You have to fully control the technology. We have to take them step by step to the ICT to learn it. For teaching ICT, they start first how switch on the computer and turn off the computer, and this iPad like that way. Simple guides. Technology, when used appropriately, can be a tool for learning. Technology should be used to increase access to learning opportunities for all children. Technology may be used to strengthen relationships among parents, families, educators, and young children. Technology is more effective for learning when adults and peers interact or co-view with children. They can learn about leadership, care others, controlling effectively. Also, as teacher, as we continue to teach, we continue to learn that way. Remote learning. Remote education ensures continuous learning outside the classroom. For students, it's a perfect way to ensure they still get the education they need, despite not being at school. However, it is also requires a level of discipline and careful planning. We have to connect child over the screen. This can be done by many things, like doing fun activities and kind of some sections. That way we can build up their connections. Teachers are tend to assume that parents will know what to do if they very close their children, and they don't have much patience with their children when they are teaching their children. So it is important to build their relationships and also connect with the parent to ask, how are you doing? What are the challenges you are facing with children, and help them to get rid of them if we help them solve their challenges. See, movement and play. Children play, they invent scenes and stories. They solve problems and negotiate their way through social roadblocks. They learn to take risks. They release pent-up emotion. Myers pattern stage theory describes the way children interact with each other during solitary independent play. Children play alone with objects without interacting with others, even when they are near. Different types of play. These are the types of play that children indulge in. Can we encourage play in your school in small space? Create play-based learning centers. Use manipulatives. Take your learning outside. Use puppet. Play games. Take play breaks. Act it out. Fifth one is increase the assessments. Assessments are used to understand their interest, assess their participation and experiences, making individualized learning plans activity, assess any learning difficulties or developmental delays, modify learns and gifted children, assess vision, hearing and speech, understand a child's learning style, the stage they are at with their learning, assess if the child is all ready for primary school, help children with special learning needs, assess behaviors and skills. Assessment tools: observation, checklist and rubrics, portfolios, parent assessment. Assessment needs to be bias-free. It needs to be done over a period of time. Teachers will need to learn to access children. One-on-one assessments are very important. Next one is inclusive assessment. Inclusion is the practice of educating and caring for children with disabilities and other special needs in the same environment or setting as their typical development peers. In your inclusive practice, access, participation, and support. Let's focus on the last one, Montessori and other methodologies. Montessori, child-centered method of education. Waldorf, play-based approach. Reggio Emilia, project-based approach. The Montessori method uses many materials, encourage movement, exploring and learning through discoveries. Curriculum is vast. There is a system and order. Helps holistic development. Thank you.